Hi, I'm Bonnie. I'm doing my video on deforestation. Today, this will be my audience, Scott, Doug, and Eric. They'll be listening to me talk, and I'm going to talk a little bit on how deforestation is a very serious problem that we need to address. There are so many things that forests do for our planet, some from the standard forest to the rainforest around the world. Believe it or not, they have a lot to do with our valuable ecosystems. These forests hold about 60% or more of the planet, life, animal life, and of the entire world. That means that there's most over half of the world's planet life and animal life lives in our forests and rainforests, which is pretty interesting. When we cut our forests down, we don't replace them. The trees and plant life, there's consequences that can result in global warming, which could be the end of viable life on Earth because we need them in order to survive. There's also many animals and plants that we haven't even discovered yet in these rainforests. So if we destroy them, we will never have the chance to either discover them or let them flourish and live. Also, too, when we cut down the rainforest, there are many tribes that have never seen civilization. So if we cut down their land and the government wants to take that land from them, they have all the rights to take the land from them because of the fact that they don't have any rights to the land, even though they've lived there and their ancestors and other ancestors have lived there. The government has the right to do this. So it is pretty interesting. Rainforests cover 7% of the world's surface. In this 7%, half of the animal and plant life in the world live there. So that's pretty, it doesn't seem like a big percentage, but it is a big percentage. Also, too, what happens when there is deforestation is soil erosion from not replanting and restocking of the trees is natural. But the plants and trees are a natural barrier. So if we cut them down, that means that won't slow the water from eroding the dirt away, and then it comes very big devastation. And an example of this is here. This is the erosion of a forest from not being replanted. The soil is washing away. See, pretty interesting. And also, too, another thing is life doesn't grow, and if there's no nutrients from the plants and trees, that the ground and soil become very unnutrient, I guess you could say, is a technical term I guess I could talk about. Brazil has cleared the largest area of forest out of 20 countries, which is measured at least the size of California. And California is a pretty big state, so that's a pretty big chunk of land. They are followed by Indonesia as the second largest country to do deforestation on their rainforest. Also, the island nation of Comoros, which is by Madagascar, has cleared 60% of their forest in a 15-year span. That's a lot in 15 years. And if they're not replenishing, then they're never going to have viable rainforests, and they're just going to have cities. Commercialization is just so big that they don't care about the land that we should be taking care of and treating as a very valuable resource that we need to cherish. Also, the forests and rainforests play a major role in ridding the planet of carbon monoxide. So if they're not replaced, they don't replenish the oxygen, and that's what plants and trees do. They absorb all the carbon monoxide, and then they release fresh oxygen that we need to actually breathe. So if we keep cutting down all of our trees in the forests and rainforests, we're not going to have any air to breathe, and that'll be the end of viable life on Earth as it is. Another thing is we need to learn how to replant all of our trees when we cut down. I have noticed, like when my husband and we go traveling up to Hiawatha Forest, we notice that when they do they do portion cutting or sparse cutting, they will replant and reseed those little sparsels so they can grow and then, you know, repeat themselves, but they're at least replenishing what they take. Also, too, I have a graph here, and this graph is of where all of our forests are and what the heaviest part of being deforested, and the worst parts are in the deep red. So it is very important that we take care of our earth and replenish our earth and at least replant. Do we need condos, this many condos? No. Do we need all these resort beaches and resort places? Maybe a little bit, but we don't need to destroy our rainforest and all the beauty that it holds. This is the end of my conclusion to my video, and I hope you enjoy. I was a little nervous, but it's hard to do, and the more practice I get, the better I will get. I'm glad I had you as an instructor. I've learned a lot, and may you have a happy holiday. Thank you.